What is going on, everybody? It's your boy Nothing But Skills, and in today's video we are going to be talking about stat storing, the Pokédex, how stat storing is coming and how it's going to save you time, effort, and in the end be better for the community. So let's listen to what they had to say during the state of the game just on stat storing. Let's dive into it.
Was people who were wondering if this is going to be overly simplified. I know build diversity is always something we're aiming for.
Absolutely.
Now that talents are only on backpack and
Chest and exotics everywhere.
and exotics, are people's concerns that it will be overly simplified warranted?
I think when you initially look at it, you're going to go, what? Just like talents in just two places? How can that possibly be as deep as before? But if you make a build now, right? Like we were having this discussion just a little while ago. There's not that many choices in every slot. There's a couple of talents for each slot, like 5
I would
or
say
something.
you predominantly have 2 to 3 impactful talent choices, and then the other half or more are just passives that you could get through attributes otherwise.
So you're not really making choices when you're picking a mask now. It's just, you're going to have hard hitting, right? And then you take the talent requirements on that. How many actual builds where you can get all the talents to function together are there really? Whereas now we're going to have like 20 odd talents to choose from on backpacks and chests, and you can combine them any which way.
Well, 20 on a backpack, 20 on a chest.
Yeah. So there's a lot more viable combos, and then you add in exotics, which you can have on top of that.
Yep.
And then gear sets, which like you could either get 4 pieces and then run, a high-end chest and backpack, or you can run the amplifier pieces that we showed.
And that's really, we probably haven't stressed that enough.
No.
Like what kind of effect those amplification talents have for gear sets. If you really love the identity or profile or gameplay opportunities that a gear set provides, you can go deep on that. Or you can go 50-50 and replace it with a high-end talent or a exotic backpack. There's so many combinatorics there. And we haven't even touched on changes to brand sets.
But the TLDR, like the summary is, like it's not about complexity of understanding it, it's about how many choices and viable things there are to make.
Okay, let's jump into an overview of the recal,
Right.
and then we'll hit talents. What can you tell us about the design ethos behind what we're doing with recal?
So the current recal is part of the reason why you have so much crap in your inventory and stash, right? You just got to keep all kinds of pieces to potentially use them to recal something in the future. You got to keep a stash of every talent around and all the roles around and stuff like that. And it's just a mess. And what we want to do is make it like intuitive and make it fun and still allow you to customize things, right? So what we've done, and I haven't gotten the best screenshots. We're going to show screenshots in a second, but what we've done is make it I like to think of it as a Pokédex, right? You find gear.
You said a Temtem Dex.
Temtem Dex, actually. I mean,
Come on.
Don't DDoS us, bro.
so you find rolls on items, like you find a high headshot roll on masks, and you extract that, and you save it into a recalibration library. And then you can use that as many times as you want on all gear, on all masks from then on.
Right. It's the equivalent of like if you had a max roll damage to elite's mask right now, you could always just, you don't need that mask.
You essentially learn it.
Yeah.
Right?
It makes so much sense. Let's have a look at some of those screenshots that you managed to
let's do that.
pull up. It is worth noting that these are from a work in progress build. It's just to give you an idea of the way that the design, like the game design part of it will work. The visual representation may change. And again, we would rather show you and talk about it.
You might see some oddities in here. Numbers are all over the shop, etc. But you'll get the idea. So,
yes, chat, as many times as you want, you can see it.
Yeah.
Infinite Pikachus.
Yeah.
No.
Yes.
I mean, it's up here, but it's not up there.
No, because
Yeah.
I see your desktop.
Huh. Okay. I gotta fix some things. You guys keep chatting.
What do you got on your desktop? That's so
I got
secret.
nudes.
Oh, this is spicy.
Just a sec. Oh,
There we
there
go.
it is.
All right.
So what are we looking at?
So, apology again for like the quality of the screenshots, but we're including the players on a journey of work in progress here.
I like that.
Yeah, we want to talk about things early. So here you kind of can, this is just the normal recalibration where you can go into any of the categories because you want to recalibrate a weapon or a mask or whatever, right?
Sure.
But you can see the tab up top, you have a library where you can look at your collection. Like how many attributes have I extracted? How many talents have I found for each of these categories? These numbers are whatever, they're from an artist. They're not the real number of talents or attributes that exist on things. Just can't stress that enough. They're just placeholder numbers.
You get the idea, though.
So you go in and you go like, okay, I'm going to look at my masks. Okay, so I've already found this much weapon damage, this much armor, this skill tier, which we'll get to. And I can go, you know what? I can see here that there's an improvement available for like the armor roll.
Can we bring that full screen just so we can...
Yeah, I mean, our faces aren't quite as interesting.
No. There we go.
There you go.
Nice.
So you can go in and go like, okay, there's apparently I have something that I can extract and get a better armor roll. So you go in and you go like, okay, here's all my masks that have armor core rolls. And you'll select the one you want to extract from. And you'll see like, oh, this is going to improve by some amount. You extract it and that destroys it, just like recalibration has always destroyed like the source material. And then, unfortunately, I don't have more screenshots. Then that roll, that armor roll, is available to put on all masks forever, right?
So one question that I see popping up in chat is, what are you going to do once you've filled in your Pokedex or the recal bench?
Yep.
Well, I mean, you still need to find, in order to, let's say, have a perfect item, you still have to find an item that has all the other attributes God rolled.
Yeah.
Right.
This is just a way for you to
Fix
either
one
break
thing.
a rule,
Yeah.
like changing a always defensive core attribute brand set to an offensive core attribute, or to shore up any holes or a bad potential roll on a piece of gear.
Yeah.
It's not going to diminish the.
I'd say it's more about customizing gear than like improving its overall power for the most part.
Yeah.
Like if you think about a chess piece, it's going to have a core roll, 2 attributes, a mod slot, a talent. That's 4 out of 5 things. You still got to roll well, and then maybe you can recalibrate one of those things to fix it, right?
And certain gear pieces or slots are going to be easier to perfect.
Yeah.
Whereas the backpack and chess in particular, difficult.
I mean, you've seen at various times throughout the game when people have tried to replicate this through, if there's something God rolled on a vendor, right? Like a max weapon damage stat on something. They'll buy 50 of them and put them in the stash.
Because they needed to have a...
Right? But you won't have to do that anymore.
No.
No.
You have it, you have it.
Yeah, you've found the max roll for armor, for masks, then you have it. And yeah, that question. Still only 1 recap per piece? Yeah. Because it's more there to capture the ability to fix one thing.
Yes, Luffy Bro has a question. Is the stat library character or account wide?
We're still thinking about that. I think possibly we'll start out with it character bound, but probably we're looking at the opportunity to spread it to be account wide.
Okay.
We haven't really gotten to that point.
Interesting.
Do you want to talk
about this question, like how does it tie into crafting? Like crafting pretty much works like it worked. You can craft pieces that will have different roles depending on how powerful the thing was, and then you can recal something on that. Like crafting is just another source of items, right?
Cool.
So I think the thing to remember is all of that stuff you have in your stash, you can now, extract all of the things that you kept it around for, if you can still remember why you kept that one piece around.
Yeah, I'm like, why did I keep this?
And I think, honestly, most people who have suggested collecting the stats rather than keeping the items, they kind of expected us to do it so that you extract it once and then you can use it once. But in practice, we found that it's really fun to kind of have that feeling of filling out the whole deck or the whole library and just knowing that you have everything collected. It becomes another thing for you to do, to find all the god rolls for everything.
So if I'm reading this question correctly, so you can't craft a god item by using the Pokedex. No, you cannot take the Pokedex and then generate a assault rifle
that's dev hacks.
from that.
Yeah.
Or that we can do that, but no. That's not how it's going to work. You're still going to have to craft an item, and it's going to roll randomly generated attributes or stats, and then you can then use your Pokédex.
Let's use the recal library.
The recal library in order to finalize it or perfect it.
Yeah, that would break the game. You wouldn't play the game anymore. Yeah. You'd be like, I just made all these items. Hey.
Yeah. So it's not a terribly complicated thing. Yep. Find stats, extract them, use them forever.
All right.
Now, I think this is a really, really good idea, because think about how many times that we've gotten a really good God roll piece, right? And we bought a really good God roll piece, and we have to buy like 15 of them, right? And we just store them in our stash, and they just take up 15 spots of stash space, and we're just using them for that one item. Well, now, once you get that really good God roll item, you unlock it in your Pokédex. That's what we're calling it. You unlock it on your crafting station. You will always have that item unlocked. You don't have to go find another one. It's always going to be unlocked. And as long as you find a really good God roll piece, say you have 2 maxed out other rolls, now you can roll that one roll over. And that's what's going to be really cool about the feature of the Division 2. I feel that now, instead of just having a bunch of clutter, we're unlocking items, right? We're unlocking God roll items, and then later on we can recalibrate those. I think in the end, it will help out the community as a whole, and I think this is probably a good step in the right direction. Let me know what you guys think about this. We will be dropping another video on skill tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Today, I will be dropping them later, but first I want to drop this one, and this one should be coming out a little bit later after that. Let me know what you guys think about the Pokédex, saving stats, saving God rolls, and how it's no longer going to keep clutter in your stash space. I think it's a good idea. Let me know. Thank you guys again for the support. Until the next one, nothing but skills is out.